Hi guys, you're welcome to the DO show, and I'm your host Dami Olanrewaju. I'm excited to be here today, and particularly because of the series we're considering this time, which is where to put your money in 2019. I want 2019 to be a better year, and that's why I've been bringing experts into the studio to join me to be able to dissect this topic of where to put your money in 2019. The previous edition we dealt with the issue of money habits that you must develop for 2019, because I believe that attitude precedes everything. Attitude determines everything. So I'm happy to bring to you today an investment consultant, an investment expert, particularly in the money markets and some form of investment. Mr. Shina Alabedi is here with us today.
Thank you.
To dissect the issue of, particularly we'll be focusing today on how to invest in money markets in 2019. Thank you for coming. We really
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Danny. Thank you, Danny.
We really appreciate it. Before we delve into the conversation, just a brief intro about yourself.
Myself, okay.
We would like to know more about you.
My name is Shina Alabedi. I have to be a retired banker, but by way of background, I'm an economics and retired banker, and of course a marketer. Currently, I'm a business development expert and into human capacity development, basically in financial service sector and some blue chip companies. Of course, I lecture in one of the business schools in Nigeria too. So that's just it. Married and with 3 children.
So I just wanted to do a brief run through for us, or what's the current state of affairs when it comes to money market in Nigeria.
This year also, early in the year, we were in recession. We went out of recession, and we all know what recession is to an economy. Thank God that we are out of it, but outside there, some of us still believe that if care is not taken, we might go in too, because the growth is very slow. We are looking at a projected growth of about 1.9%. That is very low. Anything can happen. But strictly to the subject of discussion, money markets has to do with a market where it's an investment market. Let me just put it that way. Stock market too is an investment market. But if you look at both money and stock, anywhere in the world, but with particular reference to Nigeria, the stock market has been so volatile, and the prices have been on and off, up and down. Even the banking sector that more or less take a bigger chunk of the activities in the money market, you still discover that things are still far below expectation. Towards the end of the year, frankly, the stock market is at low ebb because of so many things that are happening over there. A lot of people are taking out cash. There is a lot of foreign portfolio investors trying to cash out, all because of the turbulence of an election year, preparation for the election year. And I can tell you this will continue even to year end and possibly up to the election, because characteristic of election year, it is like that. But it's better we zero in on the money market, which is quite more stable market, which of course has more yield, and which we should be able to direct an investor to, especially at this time of the year. Federal government has what we call federal government savings bond, basically for the downtrodden, because you can invest with about 5,000 and multiples of 1,000 and up to 50 million. And I can tell you, it is something very good for the economy. It started almost 1.5 years ago, and people that are there with 5,000, minimum of 5,000, can actually invest. And the yield, of course, is more than the normal savings account that we have in the economy. Also, we have the treasury bills that is presently peaking at almost 16% yield for the current year. I think that is so fantastic. Outside the country, you don't have as much yield as that. I can tell you, outside the country, you hardly can get up to 5%. But here we are getting about 16-15%. And there is no way it's going to be less within the next 1 year. More so that we are positioning inflation to be a little bit higher because of so much money that's going to be in circulation. We start spending on election. We are looking at salary increase and the likes. So inflation rates as well as money market rate is not likely to be as low as that. So that is the direction of the economy. People need to put their money on some of this. More so is guarantee investments, guaranteed by federal government. It's so safe. The yield is high comparatively to savings rate and things like that. And that is where to go.
From what you just said now, initially you almost sounded like it's going to be like a doom year, but you started, redirecting the narrative towards the fact that there's still opportunity, worthwhile opportunity to invest in going into 2019.
Yes.
And I like the way you started with the issue of, the treasury bills and the bonds and all of that.
Yes.
But I also want to ask, are there other areas? Which other areas will you be pointing us to in terms of investment? How about the capital funds with banks and investment house? What's your opinion?
Thank you, Dami. You see, apart from money market investments, which of course is for people that have a very low risk appetite. But if you have high risk appetite, I can tell you even property market, depending on the location, is quite good. If you look at the direction, for example, immediately after Lagos State in Ogun State, you have a lot of estates there. In the last 3 or 5 years, the cost of land has actually doubled. If you go to Fort Kite Estate in Magboro, a land of about 6 million is now selling for about 13 million. And I can tell you by the time they finish the Ibadan Expressway, the renovation that is happening over there, I can foresee a situation whereby another 30 or 20% increase within the next 2 years. That is the way to go.
From what you're saying now is that means that opportunity abounds everywhere.
Yes.
But also, so let's do this. So what will you advise that an investment portfolio should look like? Maybe just mirroring a bit into how you're playing the game currently.
Well, the way I look at it, like I said, everything depends on your risk appetite. You discover that if your risk appetite is low, you can say, okay, put my money solely in money market. Some will say stock market, and of course have some specific stocks to target. Banking stocks today, like GT, like Zenith, of course they are good investments. Maybe some other, even Access Bank, they are good investments. So it all depends on your risk appetite. I tell people, find out more information about where you want to invest. Information is in the air. You can Google, you can talk to experts, okay? Information is in the air, and you can capitalize on that. Then again, it depends on the kind of money you have. Even as much as 10,000, 200,000 when you have, and you even put it in savings account. What matters to you is that don't withdraw more than 3 times. So that little by little you start earning interest. But some of these younger ones, they don't know. Everybody just keep on using ATM anyhow. You need to have some kind of savings account whereby limit your withdrawal so that you can earn some level of interest. So it all depends on the amount. And I mentioned federal government savings bond as low as 5,000. It's good to start somewhere, and the multiplier effect of the kind of interest you are having on a monthly or yearly basis is massive. So by the time you grow and you have a big portfolio, then you can start talking about how to diversify your portfolio into some specific stocks, the money market, and possibly property market.
So that's very enlightening. I really like the part where you spoke about limiting withdrawals, so that because most of us don't even know these things, that once you withdraw 3 times per month, you're eroding your savings. You literally even cut off your interest, the interest you're supposed to earn on savings, But how about some of these lesser known areas? For example, I've not heard you talk about REIT, for example. How is REIT doing in Nigeria? That's real estate investment trust. As it's a form of real estate mutual fund, so to speak. What will you advise on that?
You see, there are mutual funds, like I mentioned, both for stock. Maybe for that of the property business is still not. It's still at embryonic stage. Year in, year out, people will be taking advantage of that. The issue we have with property markets in Nigeria is that you need a lot of money, and it's a little bit risky, okay? And that is why location matters a lot. Location matters quite a lot when you are dealing with property market for you to get good yield. If you look at what is happening even with rentage today, people are not making money from rent, except you are going to deal with outright sale. An outright sale in terms of demand and supply is a function of location. And mind you, Nigeria too, you have recession. It's only the big guys that have money. The middle class is collapsing into the low class. So you have to understand the dynamics of the economy too. Who are the people that are going to trade in the property market? It has to be the rich, okay? That is the issue. But coming back to some other areas of money market, people have fixed deposits in banks as low as even 50,000, 100,000. You can have some fixed deposit. If you have funds you don't have immediate use of, rather than putting it into your savings account and start withdrawing with ATM, just 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, put them in fixed deposits. You'll be surprised that there are some targeted savings too. Okay, you can have a targeted savings for whatever events you want or activity of the future, maybe towards your marriage, maybe towards buying a car or whatever. Then mind you, all these investments, you can even combine it. Okay, have some savings, have some term deposits, invest in bond, invest in treasury bills. Okay, I can tell you today the kind of yield we have in treasury bills, in certificate of deposits and government bonds is quite attractive compared to what happens outside the country. And that is the way to go for those of us who are a little bit risk averse, because you have to look at the economy too.
That's very interesting. So that to me, I think with what you're saying now, you know, I came into this interview with pessimism, considering what has happened in the last couple of months, and it's almost unpredictable. And that's the essence of bringing in experts into the studio to really help us understand what the temperature of the times are, so to speak, and to be able to know the direction we should go in. So putting all of this together now in a nutshell, as we begin to wrap up this conversation, is what would you say in a nutshell? Saying you are advising maybe a 33-year-old person, what should their savings habit and the investment habit that they must cultivate, and how to move forward?
Good. Thank you. I tell the young folks, always review your environment. So for the young folks, whatever your salary, whatever your business, operate with some level of modesty. Create a savings culture, okay, and have an investment mind, have an investment head. No matter the kind of investment, little by little, okay, add up at the end of the day. So be modest, just spend on needs, not just what you want. And don't spend on assets that is not going to give you money. I tell you, money makes money. There is no point riding a Prado when your salary is less than 10 million. You can convert it. Let me tell you something. I used to have a Prado, and by the time I left office, I converted my Prado into money, and I used the money to build a bungalow. And that bungalow today is fetching 1 million by way of rent. Okay, that is the way to go. Modesty, and start looking into your future. Because the way Nigeria, people are losing their jobs, but if you lose your job, I can tell you, when you have that kind of money somewhere, you can position for about 6 months before you get another one. And I tell people to have multiple source of income. Have multiple source of income. That is the way to go. Look at your passion, add it to whatever you are doing by way of salary, and have multiple source of income. And be modest, and have an investment mind, so that little by little in the future, you just be smiling. Nothing will concern you whether Nigeria goes into recession or not, God forbid.
So wow, it's been interesting having Mr. Shina Olabede around today to help us to uncover opportunities in the capital market, the money market section of the economy. And as you've seen, that there are a lot of opportunities. You just need to be strategic, and you need to delve in. You need to research and know what is happening. This is the kind of information you need to pass on to your family. So you need to like, share and comment, ask questions, share it within your network. This information is very important, you know, to be able to get these things done. So next week we're going to take the thought further around investment opportunity in 2019, where you to put your money. I hope you interact with us on Niger Business TV. Thanks.
This is Niger Business TV. I recommend it to all of you. Please keep on watching. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of things to gain. They carry my utmost testimonial. Thank you.